Pastor Roy Gerhardt from Galloway United Methodist Church in Franklin, Pennsylvania, sharing a few words of encouragement to help us follow after Jesus. Well, it's time for a word on Wednesday, and the word that I have in mind today is change. Daniel had a dream in Daniel 7 where he had monsters coming out of the sea. These monsters represented different kingdoms in the world, and these were kingdoms that were not imaginary or not mythical. They were real kingdoms that have occurred historically since the time of Daniel. And the last of those kingdoms that he saw was the most terrifying. And there are many who believe that this was not only the Roman Empire as it once existed, but a picture of something terrible coming in the very end of time. And this was a monster that had huge, massive iron teeth and would devour everything in its path, and anything that it didn't devour, it would trample underfoot, and it encompassed the whole world. What a frightful thought. And Daniel was very disturbed by it himself. But the good news is, in his dream, he saw God's rescue, that God was coming and would finally slay even that most terrible of all beasts and put it to rest and bring forth his kingdom. And that is the gift of God, change. That he gives us a promise that when we look at the ultimate view of history, that we will see God's change bring us rescue. So change is a word of incredible hope for us. Lots of times we just gripe about having to adapt to change, but change gives us hope. You know, one of the causes of depression in life is the inability to change circumstances, to feel trapped, and to have that build up anxiety and anger at not being able to break out or break free of this sense of bondage, trapped emotionally, trapped in your thoughts in a way that just rages. In fact, years ago, whenever I was at a point in my life battling and struggling with depression, I read from one of my counselors this comment. He said, depression is frozen rage. It's this rage that can't go anywhere, so where is it? It's just trapped inside. And it's like you're trapped in a room with a monster inside, and you can't get out, and those emotions and fear and rage, it swirls around, tearing you apart on the inside. The good news that I have found is that change can come, that I could find a window to open up out of that room and engage with others and be able to pass some of those emotions and thoughts out the window and let someone else enter in and finally come out of that room myself and find that release and that victory. I've found that as well with the power of God over sin. You know, next week on Monday night, we've got a guest speaker, Mark Dillard, who's coming to share with us, as he was a man who's experienced victory over the addiction to pornography. Man, I can relate. I experienced that kind of addiction in my own life, and it was years seeking after a breakthrough, and God at long last brought that kind of breakthrough in my life. Brought the honesty and the openness that opened a window there and let me pass all of that power that sin had out the window and let Jesus come in and begin to fill up my life. Let other people come in and bring a supportiveness and an accountability that allowed me to finally come out of that room and find an immense victory and release from the power of an addictive work of sin. Listen, change is hopeful, and God is the author of change. He produces change in our life that brings us hope. So get ready for change and let Jesus come in and make those changes that will bring you hope. May God bless you today, and as you share his good news, may God make you a blessing wherever he takes you.